Okay. So, he says same time, same place, yogita. Only then perception will take place. There was fire on the mountain. When? 3 days back. Even inference will not take place. Correct? Do you see the pot here? No. But pot was there. When? Last class. You won't, because you are not there. Vartamanam. Same time. Same place. Plus yogita. Like dharma is not supposed to be. It's considered adrishtam. Dharmasya phalam is adrishtam. Punya papa is adrishtam. It's defined as adrishtam. You can't see it. Therefore, again it can be, yogita is not there. Therefore, yogita also has to be there for perception. Without yogita, there is no perception coming in. Okay? Clear up to now? This is that last thing, but that was there. Now, with respect to this thing, Gatadi Vishayasya Pratyakshatvantu Pramatra Abhinatvam. The object, now definition with respect to the object of perception. The object of perception, Vishya Avichinna Chaitanyam, has to be one with Pramatra Avichinna Chaitanyam. Previously it was Pramana Avichinna Chaitanyam. Now it is Pramatra Avichinna Chaitanyam. The Chaitanyam conditioned by the object and the Chaitanyam conditioned by the Pramata, the knower, should be connected up. How will it be connected up? Same process we talked about last time, the vritti taking the form of the object, etc. That remains the same. Definition shifts slightly. Okay? Definition shifts. From the standpoint of knowledge, it is abhinnatvam with pramanam. With definition of the object, it is abhinnatvam with the pramata. Definition में confusion है तो बोल लो. If there is confusion here, please ask. Huh? You want me to repeat? Okay. Yeah, done. See, he had asked for the definition of perception. So he said we will split the definition into two standpoints. One standpoint with respect to perceptual knowledge and one standpoint with respect to perceptual object. As far as perception knowledge is concerned, it is Vishya Avichinna Chaitanyam, the Chaitanyam that is conditioned by the object. Pramana Avichinna Chaitanyam, the Chaitanyam that is conditioned by the vritti, by the Pramana called perception. Both have to be has to be connected up. Aikyam has to be there. Aikyam here used in the sense of connection, not oneness, one becoming the other. Okay? That is for what? Knowledge of perception. Now he is talking with respect to object of perception. He says there has to be a connection in simple terms between the knower and the object. That means between Vishaya Avichinna Chaitanyam and Pramata Avichinna Chaitanyam. Who is the knower? Pramata Avichinna Chaitanyam. Clear about this? Or confusion hai? Think about it, because look at these two standpoints. One is with respect to knowledge. Knowledge is pramana. Tell me, you can have perception, inference, shabda, anything. What is the final pramana? What is the final pramana? The vritti. Because that is what destroys ignorance. No? Final pramana is what? The thought in your mind. Therefore, from the standpoint of knowledge, vritti avichinna chaitanyam, pramana avichinna chaitanyam and vishya avichinna chaitanyasya abheda. First part is clear. Now we are looking at it from the standpoint of object. So how will you call an object a matter of perception? When the knower and the object is connected. That means Pramatra Avichinna Chaitanyam and Vishaya Avichinna Chaitanyam is connected. Simple. Huh? There is a difference, because with what is the standpoint? Now, where is the non-difference? How their connection is taking place. The connection is taking place by the vritti. Vritti going out, vritti happening in your mind, whatever, but the vritti is necessary. Na? So the connection is by the vritti. So that's why if the vritti doesn't happen, nothing will happen. Object can be right in front of me and I am thinking, कल क्या करने का है रे, बहुत काम है, इधर जाने का है, उधर जाने का. Am I seeing that? Vritti is not happening, vritti is engaged elsewhere. You know, very clear, vritti is engaged elsewhere. So knowledge will not take place. Why? Connection is not there. Idhar tak definition clear. Because now Purvaksha will come. That's why I want you all to be clear about that. Okay. अच्छा, अभी clarity होगा तो to get further clarity, one argument will be put up. Nanu katham gatadehi antakarna avichinna chaitanya abhedaha aham idam pashyami idam vedam anubhava virodaditi chet uchyate. How can you say there is oneness between the pramata and the object? How can you say that? What is your this thing? Aham idam pashyami, I am seeing this. So knower known difference is there or not there? You will use it to prove Atma, no? You will use it to understand the Atma. Therefore, knower known difference you are accepting or not? Correct? And bheda anubhava aviruddha. Do you experience the difference between the book and you or not? होता है ना? Supposing this book falls on the floor, you will quickly go and pick it up. But you will not be getting up. The book falls on the floor, you will not be chot lag gaya. Correct or not? Will you say that? If you fall, you will have to rub your elbows or wherever you got bruised. If the book falls, do you do that? Therefore, Bheda Anubhava Virodha. Bheda is experienced by you. Sacred book, yaar, you will take it and go, wo sab karega. That's okay, fine. But you won't say, I'm hurt. Clear? Purvaksha. Therefore he says, Uchyate. I am answering now. What is that? Pramatra bhedo nama na tad pramatra abhedo nama na tavad aikyam. The aikyam we are talking about is not in that manner. Not in that manner. Then what are you talking about? Kintu pramatra sattaha atirikta sakta katva abhava. The satta, the existence of the book and your existence, there is no difference. Between the existence that is the book and the existence that is you, there is no difference. One existence is manifest as you, one existence is manifest as the book. Same existence. From that level we are talking. We are not dismissing experiential differences. We are talking about the level of satta. Satta meaning existence.
So, sir, normally there are two standpoints here. No? Now, when we are talking in relation to object, we are talking about sat. When we are talking in terms of knowledge, we are talking about chit.
Yeah.
So finally, I think they are getting to the main point.
Good one. Yes, sat and chit question comes up. Yeah. Okay. Then he says, Tatacha gatadehe swa avichinna chaitanya adhyasataya Vishya Chaitanya Satyeva Gatadi Sattaha. Look at it. Gatadehe so avichinna chaitanya adhyasataya. Gata is superimposed on what? Chaitanyam. Therefore, Vishya Chaitanya Satta is Gata. Therefore, what you are taking as Vishya, subject matter, that itself is the Satta of the Gata. Can an Adhyastha Vishya stand apart from the Adhishtanam? The Satta of the table is the Satta of the word. So, what you call table is an Adhyasa. Correct or not? Table is Adhyasa. Now, don't tell me it's Vyavahara Yoga and all. We have covered all that long back. So, pura ho gaya hai. Vyavahara Yogitam etc. is taken care of earlier. Okay. All right. Okay, Chaitanya. Okay. Adhisthana satta atiraktayah aropita sattayah anangikara. Says whatever is adhyastam, tasya satta cannot exist independent. The existence of an adhyastha object cannot exist independent of the existence of the adhisthana. Technically put, because after 10-12 years of Vedanta, I want you all to be able to think of technicalities also. Keep it simple, fine. Abhi thoda 10-12 saal ho gaya na, thoda technical na. Yeah. So those who are not got 10-12 years from me may find it a bit difficult, but that's okay. Those who have got 10-12 years also are finding it difficult. So you are all in the same boat. Okay. Yeah. So there is where the good thing comes in. Okay. All right. Okay. Vishya Chaitanyam cha Purvokta Prakarena Pramatra Chaitanyam Eveti Pramata Chaitanyasya Gatadi Adhishtanataya Pramatra Satteva Gatadi Sattaha Na Anyeti Siddham Gatadehe Aparokshatvam. He need not have gone into the Satta, he could have answered it without the Satta also. Okay. Therefore, what he is saying is Purvokta Prakarena, by the method mentioned earlier. What is the method mentioned earlier? Vritti. Since the Vritti connects the object and the subject, this is his argument. Since the Vritti connects the object and the subject, how does this become an object of your perception? Because the Vritti is connecting both of you, isn't it? Pramatra, the Pramata, and the Vishaya is connected by the Vritti. Therefore, Tasya Satta is also one only. This is the oneness we are talking about. Oneness here is talked about as sense of connection. That's it. Even if we take it that way, it's okay. Therefore, na anyeti. Therefore, siddham gatadehe parokshatvam, aparokshatvam. Therefore, this is how we define pot, etc., object, etc., as aparoksham. Aparoksham is immediate. Now, don't go back to thinking paroksham, aprodaksham, pratyaksham. Aparoksham means directly, immediately known. Okay. So, all pratyaksha also you put under aparoksham. Because directly, immediately known. No? So, don't go back to that old thinking. When you are doing text like that, we can go back to that. Now, this. Okay. Therefore, both of them are aparoksham. Anumatyadistale, in terms of inference, etc., to antakarnasya vanyadi desha anirgamana bhavena, nirgamana bhavena, vanyavichinna chaitanyasya pramatra chaitanyasya ekataya, vanyadi satya pramata satyaha binna iti na ativyapti. Whereas, as far as inferring the fire is concerned, there is no vritti connecting up pramatra avichinna chaitanyam and vritti avichinna chaitanyam. Therefore, the satta of the two is not connected up. It is one, but there is no connecting up. That way, all of existence is one. There is only one thing. But at this level, the satta happens to be unconnected. One here means unconnected or unconnected. Therefore, there it won't become pratyaksham. पर्वतः प्रत्यक्षम वह्निः अनुमानम अनुमति इति सिंपल इतना ही बात है
The object is my object of awareness. So that is dependent on me. So the object is dependent on the consciousness which is me. So I have a subject-object relationship.
That is why we say, even in science, there is no event without a. The pramatra has to establish the existence of an object, especially in pratyaksha. And that existence is established by the vritti taking place. If you want to put this whole thing in simple terms, especially for the newcomers here, all this aikyam, etc., satta, etc., is what? The vritti connection between object and subject. Simple as that. The simplified version of the whole thing. Isn't that what it is in the final analysis? No, connect ho gaya. Because without that vritti taking place, there is no pratyaksham taking place. Yeah, how will perception take place? Vritti hai hi nahi hai. That is why Vedanta gives importance to that vritti, not just light, photometry. Because light will not explain two things, error and you seeing it and not seeing it. Eyes are open, light is being reflected, mind is elsewhere. Dekha nahi. Light is being reflected. Light is being reflected. Therefore, you should see. I should is one thing, didn't is another factor. We cannot really explain perception without the vritti being there. Vritti establishes perception. In fact, any knowledge will require a vritti. No? The difference is only in how that vritti takes place. How that vritti takes place. Yeah. One is direct, the other uses perceptual data to leap to something else. That's all. Clear? Anyone has? Yeah? One vritti is? Both. Anything that is perception is direct, no? This is direct knowledge or indirect knowledge? Direct. Therefore, all direct knowledges he puts as perception. Direct. Therefore, by approksham, what is meant is direct knowledge here. So, perception is also direct knowledge. So, direct knowledge. Perception is not indirect. Anumanam is indirect because there are steps in between. You don't directly see the fire on the mountain. You infer it from the data of smoke, etc. Now, to take human psychology into account, there are areas of knowledge like inference, etc., where it is so obvious. It's so obvious. Work is going on outside. It's so obvious. It is so obvious because of that we feel it is direct. This is taking in the human psychology into account. We think, we feel it is direct. It is not direct. Noise right now. Can you hear it? People online may not be able to hear it. My mild noise is there in the background. Kaam chalu hai. I mean, work is going on. It is so obvious. It's so obvious. But it's still not direct. It is inferential. It is not perception. Only sound is perception. That people are working is inference. Even when it is so obvious. Even when it is so obvious. You got an intuitive thought. Hey, this intuition is real. Meditation made me बैठ के ये सब देखा. हाँ, तो मेडिटेशन में बैठ के देखा, चैंपियन वेरीफाई कर सच है कि नहीं है. It has to be verified. Why? It's intuition. Intuition is not pramana. It has to be verified. Even if you get that intuitive message in meditation, it has to be verified. You can be 100% sure it is fact. Unless you saw something. That is dirgha drishti, etc., kavitam, etc. That is not common. Therefore, we don't discuss it as part of common pramana. Yeah. Because there are psychic people who see things happening. And they'll tell also. Yeah. They'll say also. This is happening here. And you check up, it is correct. But it has to be checked up. It has to be verified. It can't be taken for granted.
The result will show whether the intuition was correct or not.
Yeah, exactly. Intuition. Correct. See, that's why when you are discussing the 6 pramanas, we are discussing what is universally available. A yogi can see this, yogi can see that. ठीक है, he can. He may not need to verify it, but you and I, check it up. You may not have to verify. For him, it's very clear. देखा मैं उधर हो गया ऐसा. But you may have to check it up. You may have to verify. Yeah. Why does these things come? Huh? Same thing. Same thing. See, you have to understand one thing when you are discussing pramanas.
There is a difference between telepathy and intuition.
Yeah. Now look at it. There is, you have an individual mind and there is a cosmic mind. Your mind is part of the cosmic mind. So you really speaking, as you are right now, you are connected with the cosmic mind or not? The forest has a connection with the tree. The tree has a connection with the forest. Problem is, we are not aware of the connection. We are so caught up in the body and mind, we are not aware of that connection. So, we have to reconnect. For that, there are yogic exercises available, if you want to. In Vedanta, we say, don't bother too much about these things because they all make you get stuck. Normal, I am the body becomes difficult to get over. उसका ऊपर अभी स्पेशल सिद्धि जाएगा तो क्या करेगा? So I never worked for it. If something as age comes, anas, that's a different thing. But I never worked for it. I'll never do that. Not. But the connection exists. So now what do we do? Since we are all in this position, how do we connect up? We use tools to connect up. Tools, certain tools to connect up. Ultimately, the tool is your mind. But tools like I Ching, tarot, astrology, all these are tools used to. Now remember one thing, when you are using the tools also. Like something happened recently. I went to one astrologer. He said, no, he gave me an answer which, for me, in my connection, I felt he was not getting the whole picture. So I said, for complex cases, I have another astrologer. बोलते हैं ना जनरलिस्ट और स्पेशलिस्ट, फैमिली फिजिशियन पर पहला जाएगा, उसका बाद कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट और न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट जाना पड़ता है. सो आई गॉट दिस गाय. सो ही सॉ सर्टेन पैटर्न्स. हाँ, ये है. What are we doing in this? We are connecting to the cosmic mind. Are they true? I would like to take it as true. Does it fulfill the strict definition of a pramana? No. It doesn't. Because you are looking at karmic patterns and all, which is not pratyaksham, adrishtam hai ye sab. So does it fall under the strict definitions? No.
Is Reiki a tool?
Huh?
Reiki is a tool.
Reiki is a kindergarten tool. It's there. It's a kindergarten school. Beg your pardon? Sorry, your connection is weak. I can't hear anything you're saying. Type it out, type it out. Type out your question. Because you're frozen. No one else is frozen, you're frozen. So please type it out. Now that problematic connection has made this connection also problem. Can you all hear me now? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Now clear enough?
Did you get it? What I wrote?
Nope, I didn't get anything.
I typed out.
I didn't get it. So ask now. So connection seems to be okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, see now my connection is bad, right? So I cannot see you say. But
You
I
cannot
can
see?
hear you. I cannot see you, but I can hear you.
Correct. So hearing is direct, seeing is not. Correct. Correct. Hearing will be perception, seeing is not available.
That inference.
Yeah.
Not seeing is inference.
Correct. That's okay. Okay.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
what about relying on somebody else's perception?
Ha. When you're relying on somebody else's perception, for you it's still indirect. See, life is not one perception at a time or one pramana at a time. Life is made up of the whole thing. No? Lot of things are happening. Yeah. So, if someone else goes and says there, Sunita and Suresh go to the land and tell me, hey, like this, like this, like this. I will rely on what they have said, 100%. Right? That is why Tarka will say, Apta Vakyam Pramanam. Who is an Aptaha? Yathartha Vaktaha. Who will speak the truth? Who will speak it as it is? Therefore, you will rely on that. This is functional. We take Shabda Pramana only for the Veda. Why? Because Abhadita Anadigatam. I am an Apta, Yathartha Vaktaha. But is it that I have never told a bluff in my life? No, I have told bluffs, I have told lies. Therefore, I could mislead. Human fallibility comes into the picture. Therefore, abhatitam doesn't work in someone's words. But in Vyavahara, we will use it. Why? Because you are not going to go and see and check and verify every little thing, are you? Somebody tells me it's raining outside. मैं जाके देखेगा क्या? If that is the human condition, then you have had it. You have had it. But that's not the human condition. Human condition is where you will see. You will accept it. Therefore, as far as those things are concerned, the Tarka definition works okay. Aptavakyam, they are generally people who speak the truth. Okay? Their intention is to speak the truth. Human fallibility comes in, that's common. Human fallibility can come to anyone, including a teacher. No? Can a teacher say, a wise person, therefore infallible? No. As far as Vyavahara is concerned, even a wise person is fallible. He may be more objective than anybody else, that's a different thing. He is definitely more fulfilled than everyone else. But fallibility comes right through. Therefore, that has to be kept in mind. These things have to be kept in mind because you are dealing with pramanas. Therefore, when you are dealing with pramanas, you are trying to make it as this as possible, as clear cut and this thing as possible. Okay? But remember, pramana depends upon pramatra, therefore problem udhar ho sakta hai. That can be. Even in the subject matter of Vedanta, of course it can be. I have had people coming and telling me, Swamiji, this is what you said in the class. No, it was so nice. I said, when did I say that? I actually said, turned around, when did I ever say that? I not said that. Yeah. To such an extent, okay, not a small little clarification. To that extent it has gone. That's why as far as Vedanta is concerned, what is it that I always say? What you understand is more important than what I teach. Because if your understanding is in harmony with what I taught. Therefore, I mean, it has happened to me as a student also. Not that. It happened to every teacher as a student. Therefore, what do you call it? Pauna punyena shravanam kuruyat. Again, listen until clarity comes in. That's how it is. Yeah, Karthik, you had a question.
So, Swamiji, so in the example you gave about the Aptavakyam, if somebody describes what they saw in the land and also showed you a photo or video, would that still be Aptavakyam?
Yeah.
Or is that
If you have shown me a photograph or a video of what is happening elsewhere, that also has to be taken part of the Aptavakya, given as much validity as the Apta is. Because with AI now you can create any video you want. But you go by the person. The person is a truthful guy, therefore what he is showing is also truthful. You go by that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. See, because the people who work with you have basic trust with them. No? With the people you deal with. Yeah. Yeah. When I deal with people, I have 100% trust with them. Though once in a way I may feel it's shaken a bit, but then it's there. 100% trust is there. When I experience, etc., may shake my trust for that minute. But after that, I say, hey, come on, what are you thinking of? There. 100%. Okay. Clear this para? कुछ question है तो पूछो, because these are difficult areas we are treading, technical areas. Difficult only because it is technical and we are not used to so much of technicality. Otherwise, it's simple, straightforward.
So, Swamiji, just one question again.
Yeah?
What we colloquially refer to as first person experience.
Now the question of trust comes up all the places, no? In the sense, you have to trust your eyes or not? You have to, no? Because you wish you didn't see that. You wish it was something else, but you saw it. Your wishing, willing, etc. doesn't come into the picture. What you saw is what you saw. Therefore, actually more than trust, there is a surrender to your pramana. Correct? Yeah, because you're wishing, you're willing, you're wanting, all that is kept aside. My old example, remember? Look at this beautiful rabbit I am having in my hands. Nice ears, see? You may wish I am. नहीं यार, Swamiji है ना, he should be right. He should be क्या, this is wrong. You're wishing, willing, wanting, hoping. All that is gone. Your surrender is to the pramana called eyes, perception. Now here's where the difficulty comes. I'm digressing, but is because we are all, our main focus is Vedanta, this will come in. So what, can you surrender to the pramana of Vedanta, that's the Shastra, in the same way you surrender to your eyes? If you can do that, it is clear. If you do, if you do that, there will be absolute clarity for you. If you do that, there is no lack of clarity at all. But the problem is, the pramana always has to be handled, since it's Shabdatmakam, it will always be handled by a person. So the personal interference comes in there, not interference, he is speaking as it is. But in teaching, there are other sides involved. If I was only unfolding the Shastra, no one will have any problem. Unfolding meaning, who am I? If I was talking only about that, nobody will have a problem. Who am I? Your consciousness, क्या problem है? That is core teaching. So nobody will have problem with the core teaching. But to get into the core teaching, you need other things. There's where the problem will come. How can Swamiji say something like that? You're dismissive of me. People have never thought, am I dismissing the teacher?
That's why Shraddha is one of the qualifications.
Huh?
Shraddha is one of the qualifications.
Exactly. So all those things come into the picture, na? But then Shraddha cannot be blind belief. That's ridiculous. You can never have that. If anybody has blind belief in me, I will make it sure that it is broken. Not otherwise. You can't have that. So all these things come into the picture. Because human interaction is involved. Right? So there Shraddha will mean give benefit of doubt to the guy. At least that much, give benefit of doubt to the teacher so that you are okay. So that you are okay and you will understand what he is trying to say. That's the whole idea. So that you are okay. Otherwise if you are not okay, it won't go through. Even in a class you can be disturbed or distracted. Na? I've got hurt when he said that. Of course you will get hurt. You think I didn't get hurt with being with my teacher? Oh my God. Even though he was king of compassion. Really. I have never met any teacher so compassionate as my Guru. My God. The name fitted him. Swami Dayananda Saraswati was compassion incarnate. But that doesn't mean you can't get hurt. Why he has to do his job and you have to do your job. And if your Shraddha is shaky, you will get hurt. That time bringing back the Shraddha and says, oh, give benefit of doubt. Why is he saying this? That's what I did. So I lived that role, it worked for me. It's up to you all. What works for you all? Therefore, Shastra has to be treated the same way as your eyes are treated. The same respect you give your eyes, you have to give to the Shastra. And that takes time. It doesn't come overnight. Why doesn't it come overnight? That also I like to go into now. Because until you came to Vedanta, how much was the Shastra a part of your daily life? How much was the Shastra a part of your day-to-day life before you came to Vedanta? Like me, अरे भगवान को ऊपर फूल भी फेंका भी नहीं है.
Very negligible.
Yeah, I mean that is. Even those of us who did some puja part at home and things like that, you did because of family tradition, no? Sishtachara. Because your parents did it and you pick it up and you did it. How much was the Shastra part of your life? Simple things like in Vyavahara, did you take out of 10 points for decision making, astrology as one of the points? One of the points. No, never. Unless we got stuck in a problem, we didn't know how to come out of it, we went to an astrologer. Correct? Some people, even after getting stuck into the problem, will not go to an astrologer. I don't believe in all that. No. It is like one of my friends who is an astrologer says, yeah, this is easy. This is not serious. Why? Solution hai na? I said, champ, this is serious. It's a serious issue. But we can solve it. No? I said, yeah, you go to your doctor and the doctor makes a diagnosis of cancer. But not serious, why? You can deal with it. Like that, no problem is serious. Your Ananda, क्या seriousness है? कुछ problem है? कुछ नहीं है. Who is the Brahman? Tell me. Hey, shut up. You are nothing but Ananda. Go. It goes to that way. But teachers don't do that because they take the human condition into account. No. How was you going to say, no, what? Samsara, सब कुछ नहीं है. नाटकबाजी मत कर. Oh, yeah, I'm in grief. I'm upset. I'm feeling not fulfilled. All that nonsense because you can afford to have that. You know, your life is comfortable. You have got everything. You are not struggling like breaking stones in this heat on the road. Therefore, you will talk all this thing. Nonsense. Go. Within limits, it is true. Within limits, it is true. Correct again? But a teacher won't say that. He will take the account the human condition. But at the same time, even if you are taking the human condition into account, what has to be said has to be said. Like, I got a very funny call from an old student. He said, Swamiji, I went to your astrologer, but he's not giving me a direct answer to my question. So he said, what is your question? 20 minutes baat kiya. I said, champ, stop. 20 minutes you have spoken to me, I don't know what your question is. If I, with all my empathy, cannot understand what your question is, that guy with the problem of language and the limitation of language, how is he going to understand? Swamiji, you are being so tough with me. Kya bolu? Honestly, this conversation happened yesterday evening, Saturday evening, 5:30 or so. I was aram sitting and having a cup of tea, thank God. I was not exercising, I felt like cutting it short. Now tell me, do I have not to say that? So the human condition is taken into account, but this problem will come up. Being so tough with me, Swamiji, please be gentle, no? I said, what do you think I've been there for the last 20 years with you? 20 years. But you're still being the same. 20 minutes, I don't understand what your question is. If I don't understand, how do you expect that guy to understand? So, this human condition you have to keep in mind. Both sides, and I take care of it. Yeah. So, that is where the pramana issues come up. Because what we are discussing in this book are pramana issues which come up only with respect to the pramana. We are assuming that everyone is totally objective. But in usage, that doesn't happen. I can't even say the teacher will be 100% objective. Some amount of subjectivity will come in, very minimal, but it will be there. Minimalistic, but it will be there. And if the teacher is admitting that minimalistic subjectivity is there, how do you expect the students to be 100% objective? No way. So these questions are not addressed in Vedanta Paribhasa. They are left for the teacher to address. Because this is human condition. That's why I am digressing a bit today. I am digressing a bit because this is part of life. Okay? So,
Swami, I have a question. When I look at the differences between perception and inference as being means of knowledge, then perception is direct, inference is indirect.
yeah.
But can I say that vritti is necessary in both, because without vritti, knowledge will not take place?
Correct.
Only thing is, so far as perception is concerned, that Vishaya Avichinna Chaitanyam and Pramatra Avichinna Chaitanyam, Aikyam has to be there. So far as this is concerned, Aikyam is not there, but vritti has to be there. Otherwise, without
Yeah.
that inference.
What is the nature of the vritti? Wait until we do Hanumanam. See, what the question was, whether it's perception or inference, vritti has to be there. But how is the vritti formed? What is the nature of the vritti is different.
But without that
No.
knowledge, that's why.
All knowledge, vritti only.
So that's why we call it indirect, because.
Yes, because the knowledge gained is indirect, not direct. Number one. Number two, the means. How did we gain the knowledge? The means of knowledge was what? Inference. Therefore, we call it anumiti iti. Yeah. Whereas here we will call it direct, aparoksham. That is paroksha. Paroksha vritti. This is aparoksha. So that vritti difference will be there. Because that is how the vritti is formed. That is why you will classify knowledge according to the type of vritti. And the type of vritti will depend upon the type of pramana used. Perception is common to every pramana that you are using. That's why perception is called jeshta, the elder. Why? Without perceptual data, where is inference? Without hearing my words, where is shabda? Therefore, when you first started gaining knowledge, it was predominantly perception. As a baby, I am talking about. When you opened your eyes as a baby and you looked, it's all perception. It is all perception based. Then you started making connection, inference started coming in. Even in the beginning, before inference also, you started making connection. Ball aanaya, chocolate aanaya. Okay. Coffee aanaya, you heard that. Therefore, aanaya means bring, you picked up that connection. When you are taught language, when you pick up language on your own, you will pick up verbs first. When you are taught, you will be taught with objects first. When you taught your child, think back. Many of you brought up children. Beta ball, bada ball. You're teaching objects. When the kid is observing actions, verbs. Predominantly. Not that he's not observing object. Of course he's observing objects. But understanding of this thing has come through that. Language has come through verbs first.
Swamiji, Sukha, Dukha, Papa, Punya, that will be Vishaya, or it is vritti?
Papa Punya is Vishya, but it is gained through Shabdam. The Pramana there is Shabdam. Shabda Pramana. How do you know Papa Punya exists? Not because of anything else except Shabda. Tell me what inference are you going to give for it?
No, it will come into Vishaya category, or
It comes under?
it will come into object of perception or knowledge of perception. The Sukha, Dukha.
It is an object of knowledge. It's an object of knowledge, but the knowledge is from Pramana. Therefore, it will remain Paroksham. Punya Papa, heaven, hell, etc. are Nitya Parokshas. As long as you are here, they are Paroksha for you. Ishvara is also Nitya Paroksha. Where are you going to see Ishvara completely? Ishvara Satyam Jnanam Anantam is Paroksham or Aparoksham? What is Aparoksham? Otherwise, knowledge has not taken place. It has to be Aparoksham. But Ishvara, as Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, is Paroksham or Aparoksham? Paroksham only, because he will never see the total form. Even Arjuna did not see the whole form. He was given some idea. Okay, benefit of doubt. Chalo, he got it perception. Because he had Madana Mohana as a teacher, you only have Ram Mohan as a teacher. So it don't work.
But Swami, that's why I can understand the difference also, no? That Shravanam, I'm using my ears.
Yeah. Therefore, that much perception is there.
But only that much. Then
Yeah.
there is no action, there is
Exactly.
no karma, because Shravanam is not
Yeah.
karma, there is punya papa. So then that's where then I understand.
That's
that
different,
there
yeah.
is that-
That's why perception has a commonality in all other pramanas also, but only this much.
only this.
Yeah. Why? Because the Atma is not an object of your perception. Simple as that. Yogita is not there. Yeah, Yogita is not there. It's not an object of your perception. Then how are you going to perceive it? But at the same time, Atma Vare Drashtavya is used. Why? Aparokshatvat. Why is that used? Because it's Aparoksha Jnanam. It is not Paroksha Jnanam. Not that Atma, you first get indirect knowledge, Paroksha Jnanam, then in the white heat of meditation, you make it Aparoksha. With the Anubhava of meditation, all that is nonsensical teaching.
So you understand it through the mind and then you know that it
Yeah, has to be understood by the mind, because all knowledge has to take place in the mind. Vritti Jnanam has to be there. Why? Ignorance in the mind is a problem. Maya Shakti is not a problem. Maya Shakti ensures that everything is going smooth. Your ignorance is a problem. Yeah. Exactly. So, Aparoksha Jnanam. Because Aparoksham, it is called as Atmavari Drashtavya.
how the emotions come in what?
Huh?
The emotions part of it is
Direct perception. Sakshi Vetyam, no? So, internal perception. He doesn't use the word Sakshi Pratyaksham. He says it is internal perception. We saw that. Internal perception. Perception it is. I digressed a bit, but I thought this clarity was necessary. Otherwise, people can get stuck in certain areas. Okay. So, more of this we will see next class. Okay. Om Tat Sat.